So the Islamic idea is similar to the Jewish idea that God who is Almighty, who is the creator of the heavens and the earth, and He has given certain commandments, such laws. So for example, we have dietary laws like Jews, but they're more lax, they're more liberal than Jews. Dietary laws, but we do have them. Sometimes it's hard for Westerners or people from a Christian background to understand. But then you have to recall that the first sin was actually our father eating something that he wasn't supposed to eat. Satan said it doesn't matter what you eat. It doesn't matter what goes into your body. It doesn't matter what you put in your mouth. Never mind what God said. So Muslims still have that concept, that Adamic concept, that there are certain things that we don't eat. But this isn't the heart and the essence of Islam. There is a law, but there's also a spirit and a spiritual essence to Islam as well. So we have all of that as well. Some people don't realize that. But love for God, relationship with God, praying to God, not only obligatory prayers, but voluntary prayers, voluntary communication. Because if you love someone, then you love to communicate with them. So on the one hand, my mother might remind me that when you're at speaker's corner, call your wife at least twice. Call her 2 times. It's up to me. I mean, that's a guideline. That's almost like a minimum. That look, you might forget. It's not that you don't love your wife, but in the midst of all that activity, you might forget. So try to consciously remind yourself that touch base with your wife, let her know you're okay. But then of course it's up to me. I can call her 10 times, I can call her 20 times. And there's times I do call her several times just out of the need or desire to talk. So Muslims do have that as well. But sometimes it's just painted as being very legal and legalistic and such. But it's a balance, I think.
I wanted to find out the official Islamic position on grace.
Okay, that's good you asked me. Grace? Well, look, let's try this little experiment, How about you pick a number between 1 and 114?
Okay.
Yeah, just go for it. And you can tell me.
79.
79. So, open up the Quran or a translation of the Quran to chapter 79. And it begins with the formula. I'm sure you're probably familiar with it. It starts with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. So just for starters, as an introduction, you can see that I didn't know you were going to say chapter 79. So the reason I knew that is not because I memorized the whole Quran, but every chapter of the Quran begins with that formula. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. So this revelation, this book is reminding us that your Lord is a gracious Lord. He is the one that does shower His grace and mercy on people. So in grace, as it relates to salvation, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that none of you will enter paradise by your good deeds alone, but only by the grace of God. That's a hadith or an authenticated report, the saying of the Prophet Muhammad. So when many people say that it's an acts-oriented religion, or Islam is a deeds-oriented religion, yes and no, because life isn't black and white. There is an emphasis on actions and good deeds, because a righteous faith is going to result in righteous deeds or good deeds. But no Muslim is under the misimpression that due to my being so great, being such a saint and praying 5 times a day, that's why I deserve it. I'm just going to demand what's rightfully mine on the Day of Judgment. No sane Muslim ever operates with that mindset, but rather it's... Just 2 days ago. We'll catch up. We've got each other's emails. I got a few of yours.
Sure. Sorry about that. Oh, it's okay.
So yeah, basically, the Epistle of James in the New Testament? The the Epistle of James, no Muslim would disagree with that epistle. You know, James talks clearly about faith and good deeds. Faith is necessary, good deeds are necessary. I don't think any Muslim that is that can understand that epistle, for one thing, that can read and understand that, I don't think any Muslim will disagree with that stance of James. So we don't believe that it's by faith alone. We don't believe that it's by good deeds alone, but faith and good deeds. So the Quran, for example, praises those who have faith and do good deeds. And it always goes together like that. Alladina. So you're asking about the official stance, but rather than just asking people's opinion, like this is what the Quran says. So it praises those. Alladina amanu. Alladina amanu wa amilu salihat. Those who have faith and do good deeds. Have faith and they do good deeds. Because so one last point is that you see, you have to think about it. If it was by good deeds alone, even common sense tells you that that wouldn't make very good sense. Because the pagan Arabs, they used to pray just like the Muslims pray. And they used to do this, and they used to bow, and they used to prostrate. They used to do the circumambulation around the Kaaba. So they had the deeds, some of them. But they were doing these prayers to idols. They were doing this to statues. So that means there was something in here that wasn't right. Their spiritual orientation and their focus and love was for these false gods, not for the one invisible, unseen God. So I'm just using that as an example to show that you know, empty rituals and deeds, when they don't have the proper spiritual focus and orientation, they can't save you. Then they're just empty rituals and empty deeds. It has to be the proper faith and the good deeds going hand in hand.
I understand. Okay, so in the Christian stance and in the Muslim stance, okay, the Muslims it's by its grace and its deeds, and then with the Christian stance, because I know that from obviously you've talked to Christians before, and you understand the whole aspect that a Christian believes that okay, there is the works thing, and it's always good to be doing good things. But the problem is that an individual needs to be made perfect to be abiding in God, and you can never attain perfection by your works, and that's why Jesus needed to die, so that when you believe in God, that righteousness that comes by faith is imparted to you not because of your own works, not because of your own ability, but because it's God's righteousness bestowed on you. And that's how you can become born again, and that's how you are made new and are able to abide in the Lord. And I understand the whole aspect of the law and grace thing, and I understand now the aspect of the difference between Christianity and Islam, because it's that understanding that God did it while we are still imperfect, so that we can reconcile us to Him. Because we were never able to be reconciled, because we will never ever do it by work. So that's really interesting. But like now I understand it, because you guys, not you guys, but just in the Islam position, it's like by works, and it's by grace, right? And it's the hope being made. And then the Christians at that point, not saying it's true or right, but in that aspect, the Christians go and say, okay, it's not anything that we can never do, we can never actually attain it, and we're not made new yet. But in that perfection of renewal by belief, the righteousness of God is imparted on you. And so then when you do die, your spirit is made perfect and hidden in the Lord, and then God can actually keep you in Him, in perfection, in that. You know, it's really cool. I like the whole thing. It's really good. It's like really, really good.